when I bought the, what is this, the 50S2, the GFX 50S2, I had plans to do a comparison with it and the 50R, and then, I don't know, ran out of steam, something like that. But I did want to sort of do a 1 year out video about the 50S2, and just some of my feelings about it as a camera and where I'm at with it. I shoot mostly commercial advertising work, and this camera is one of my main workhorses for that kind of thing. And in fact, actually, it is my main workhorse, because then no one ever asks me for larger files, because of course the files are huge. Glass is nice and sharp. Tethers like a dream, does focus stacking, which actually has come in handy on a couple of different jobs. And it's, you know, it's an all-around brilliant camera. But then, of course, this camera here does all that too. This is the 50R. So how much do I like the 50S more than the 50R? Well, I prefer the 50S to the 50R. And here's why. First of all, one thing that I actually like about the 50R is I actually like the offset viewfinder. I prefer having a camera over here than having it here. And, but then, not like I mean, the 50S, it's not like the camera, you know, it's not like it's totally hiding your face, but it's just a little bit more in the middle. But I do like, on the 50S, I do love the LCD screen that's always on, which is great. I love the fact that the batteries last a lot longer, don't die when you don't use them for a few days. You get a lot more shots out of the batteries, I guess, you know. Like overall though, really where I want to go is that I stayed with the 50 megapixel chip. These cameras have the same sensor. As far as, I've never actually done a test, but I'm fairly confident that if you shot them side by side with the same lens, the photos would look identical. And so really, the difference in the camera comes down to usability. And in case you're wondering, that's my dog just saying hello. And the 50S is faster focus, faster exposure, just faster stuff, faster processing, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, somebody's going for a cardboard box. Lucy, hey, Lucy, no cardboard boxes right now. There you go, that's right, good call. Where was I? Right, so anyway, it's faster. Now I tried the 50S2 against the 100S, and the 100S is actually faster than this, and I chose not to go for it because of one major reason, and that's because I just didn't think I could handle the file size. I didn't think I could handle the data. I didn't really want to spend a ton of money on new cards for more data. And also it was a couple $1,000s more expensive, which does make a big difference too. So stuck with the 50S2, which I actually am really enjoying. Now, I have this here for a reason. On the table, that is. This is my D500, 58 1.4. This is the camera that I reach for if I need autofocus anything faster than, or processing anything faster than, you know, well, these. And the reality of these, both of these cameras, this one less than this one, but definitely both of them, is, some people might refer to them as being dog slow. I like to think of them as being just sort of ponderous. Like, I don't know what I don't really quite understand why mirrorless cameras aren't like SLRs, but they aren't. And I find that these cameras, you really have to, both of them, 50S less so, but you really have to be ready for things happening in their own time. And which means that I don't actually think that I miss many photos. I don't think, especially when I'm shooting portraits, I don't think that it's not that big of a deal for me. It's not an issue, not enough to frustrate me or not enough to make me worry about it. But definitely it is, they are both pretty slow, and you just have to kind of enjoy that. Now, I haven't shot the S2, the 100S2 yet. I'd like to try it out, and I'm assuming that it's going to be faster than this, but I'm still assuming it's not going to be as fast as this. So, and that's okay, because that's just what they're all about, and there's no I mean, there's no shame, I guess, in not being everything. But I got to say that I see so many people online who are looking for these cameras to shoot as quickly as a DSLR and to dump the massive amounts of data to cards as quickly and to basically just as fast as they are. Because the key with these cameras is, as far as I'm concerned, is the lenses are absolutely amazing and totally worth all of the struggle. I have the 50, I have the 45, I have both the 32-64 and the 45-100 zooms. I have the 80, I have the 110 f2. Every single lens is amazing. The 80, I love. The 110 f2, well, it's the 110 f2. I mean, it's just fantastic. And we actually did a video on the 110 f2, comparing it to the Hasselblad 110 f2. And it's funny, when I reach for these cameras and I put one of those lenses on, everything else, all the limitations, all the issues, all the other stuff just falls away. And I really, really enjoy shooting with them. And in fact, actually, I enjoy that kind of that slow, I mean, some people might refer to it as being annoying. I like to think of it as being sort of, contemplative or something like that. Like the camera has to think, which means that I need to slow things down. And when I slow down, generally speaking, my work improves. So a year in, I've shot, I don't know, a lot of jobs with this camera. And unfortunately, this one really actually hasn't seen much use at all. It is really nice to have a second body in the camera bag. And it's really nice to not have to worry too much about because I used to actually have to bring another camera system, if something happened to this camera, if I dropped it, if it broke, if something, I needed to be able to have a decent backup, and now I've got an identical backup, in the case, as long as the batteries are charged. So it's been very, very good to me. I'm very happy with it, but certainly, if anybody's thinking about buying one of these cameras, for goodness sake, you need to rent it and shoot what you want to shoot with it, because it will either work or it's going to drive you crazy. And there's really no way around it. And I see a lot of cameras, you see online, various, Facebook groups that I'm on for, and I see guys, who are people, photographers, who have purchased these cameras and they're super disappointed because they're hoping for this, with a 50 megapixel large format or medium format sensor. And that's just not going to happen. So with that said, what can I say? I'm still sold after all that. I still love these cameras. I still love reaching for them. I still love shooting with them. And so far as I'm concerned, really it's an amazing system. And it's been a lot of fun, and I feel really, really fortunate that I got into it, and I'm looking forward to getting that 55 1.7 that they just announced. Yeah. Anyway, yes, looking forward to that one, because I'm sure it'll be as good as the others. So, for what that's worth, thanks for watching, and go find yourself a GFX to rent out.